And several groups came together today to discuss proposed cuts to clean energy and manufacturing investments in the state. Representatives included Wisconsin labor, education, and clean energy advocates. They spoke on behalf of groups like Together Wisconsin, Climate Power, and the Blue Green Alliance. Some of their concerns revolved around the possible elimination of clean energy tax credits by some House Republicans.
These tax credits are an investment in America and Americans. These job losses translate to economic instability for families across our state. People's livelihoods are at stake. This would be a tremendous setback for working families, our communities, and our country's future.
Those against the credits say it could save billions of dollars on what they call reckless climate spending. Those in favor of keeping the tax credits say they've helped promote a manufacturing boom in the U.S. in recent years.